So Marcel, an impressive start to the FA Cup. How do you think our performance was today away?
Yeah, I felt that it's quite stiff at the first half. Sometimes the results can get carried away with the results, but it certainly wasn't what the result. The opposition were very very strong, particularly in the first half. They had good spells in the first half, so we had to work quite a lot defensively, and that was the most pleasing in the first half. The fact that we worked and kept a clean sheet in that first half under severe amount of pressure.
Yeah, and obviously quite a tough opponent to play. They're very physical on the pitch. They didn't let any of the players off easy, getting past them. Stedman getting a hat trick. How's it for him?
Yeah, I'm pleased for Stedman. We were just saying in a change room, welcome on board, Stedman. I mean, he's been scoring during the pre-season anyways, but obviously when you come as a striker, you're always expected to score, and today he took his chances well, but it wasn't for the goals that he scored. I mean, the goals were probably the easiest things that he did today. It was what he did off the ball. I felt that he led that line perfectly, brought us into play, particularly in the first half, because first half was very competitive, We were successful in the counter-attack in the first half, because take the counter-attacks away, I felt the opposition gave us a strong game.
And obviously Stedman played quite a good feeder for the first two goals from Josh and Tyler. How do you think they did today?
Yeah, I mean, brilliant. That's why we got them on contract. These are the sort of players I want to invest. I want to invest my time in coaching and making them better players. But in our setup, we look at making them better people. We look at creating a culture where everybody is a good teammate to one another, and the boys are just really, really buying into it. And their skill and their pace on the ball. I mean, they've done it for many clubs, but for me, it's the off the ball that they're doing, which is resulting to 2 clean sheets in a row now.
Yeah, obviously the defence today has been superb. We had some tough opportunities to deal with, but I think we took them well. Dan had a really good few saves in the game.
Yeah, Dan was very, very strong in the first half. I mean, I say very, very strong. Dan was just his usual self in the first half. He was put a lot under pressure, and for a goalkeeper of his experience, it really showed. I mean, he makes saves like he controls the ball like he's playing the back garden. It's just so, for someone who wants to play from the back, to have a goalkeeper that level of calmness is really effective. The back four, they were the usual selves. We identified a lot last year that the ball was getting to our back four a little bit too quick. So obviously we worked on being a bit more stronger up the hill, up the pitch again, just easing off our defence a bit more.
Yeah, and obviously now go back towards the league, 2 close games together. How are we going to prepare for that over this week?
Well, very similar to the way we prepared for this. I've spoken to Luke Carpenter, a friend of mine who recently, when he was a manager at Tunbridge Wells, he played Haywards, Heath. So we had good chats, and we looked at some of the patterns. We looked at some of their weaknesses at the back, and I felt that even the third goal was probably scored due to the patterns that we worked on. So we worked on the opposition in terms of how they press and their weaknesses in behind. So we identified that. And we'll be doing this. Now we turn our attention to Glebe. A great side. Glebe always produces good football teams, and it's difficult to go and play football there. So that's where we're going to focus now.